Can I throw sort of a stupid question at you both, if that's okay? Kind of a temperature check. 2027, Andy Farrell is contracted up until and may well extend or may walk away having won the World Cup or not, whichever. So that's a long time away. Anything can happen. But say in the IRFU, they'll be having a coffee and conversations and saying, say Andy was to go, Simon Easterby's had his chance, Six Nations. This is now Paul O'Connell opportunity. There's a certain O'Gara out in La Rochelle I think the public would be interested in. Lancaster's pitched up in Connacht. Probably names I'm not thinking of. Who is the front runner, rather, if they're the front runners? Who do you think in the IRFU minds would be the front runner to take over the Irish job at this point?
Yeah, I think all the names you've mentioned there. Obviously, Easterby got his go during the Six Nations. Paul O'Connell's getting his opportunity now. Typically, the IRFU have promoted from within. You look at, Declan Kidney, Joe Schmidt. They came in off the back of success in the Champions Cup. I think two interesting outliers, 2 years is a long time in sport. Johnny Sexton's now fully committed to the Irish setup. Could he progress through to put his name in the hat in 2 years' time? And then within the Leinster system, Jacques Nienaber, he's got the experience. Could he be interested in taking the role? I think his record speaks for itself. And do you think, would they be open to a Nienaber over Irish coach? I think if they think the gap between the Irish talent and Nienaber is great enough, yeah, they'll go with the best guy that they can get. But I think they would like to promote from within and pick an Irish person if they can. Yeah. I wouldn't think that gap is there, is it? No, and you look at the Six Nations performance, I thought, Ireland got off to a good start, very good performance against England, but it did tail off. You know, the performance against France, in particular in the second half, and the Italian performance was poor looking back on it. So is the bar set particularly high? No, and this is a big opportunity for Paul O'Connell now to put his own imprint on it. Yeah, because I'm not saying it's the consideration, obviously it's not, but certainly a consideration is public buy-in and excitement and O'Connell, O'Gara. I can't even believe you mentioned Sexton. I mean, that'd be unbelievable. Yeah. How quickly can this guy... Lions coach as well?
It's the hypothetical nature to this conversation, and it feels like it's summertime. People are on their holidays. People are standing around bars in the south of France having exactly this conversation. So we're hitting the tone correctly, I think. But O'Connell, for me, I think feels like this is a big opportunity. That's obviously why we're talking about it. Big opportunity for him, big challenge. And he seems like the one, to me, that is closest to that mould of Andy Farrell. Big physical presence, very articulate leader, but also kind of reads the room, really understands people, connects with people. He, to me, seems like, and it was a continuity selection last time, Sexton to Farrell. Farrell to O'Connell seems like a similar... Granted, there's not enough data here. Sure. We did it once and it worked, so let's just keep doing it. But Irish rugby, certainly having a number of different candidates internally and then within the province. Clayton McMillan coming into Munster. I mean, they're expecting big things out of him, certainly what he did in Super Rugby. And where, as the last one, can O'Gara not feel a little bit aggrieved here? What he's done at La Rochelle, exceptional. One season of transition. I'm sort of presuming there'll be another good season or two. Would we be inclined to think, hang on, I've 5-6 years head coach experience and you're giving it to a guy who's never been a head coach? It's just that he has been so successful that he can only come in. He can't do what O'Connell's done. He can't come in. O'Connell's career trajectory has been very different to O'Gara's. It's been slow and steady, gradually building up experience. And then internally, his candidacy is from that, really. Yeah. O'Gara can only go from this to head coach, nothing else, really. So it actually, in a way, it makes it more difficult. Okay. I suppose. To parachute him into the system. Probably, yeah. I think he ticks a lot of the boxes. He's an Irish legend. He'd have the respect of the players. He understands the Irish system and he's had coaching success in winning the Champions Cup twice. So, but he doesn't necessarily tick the box of coming from the Irish system. But I think the IRFU will be able to get past that. Yeah, I would think so for a legendary player. What a character he'd be as well. So what are we saying here? Oh, we don't know. Okay. It's a stupid question in the first place. Andy Farrell. I think Andy Farrell stays on. Extension. Yeah. Well, that's probably the likely thing.